The width of your paper is going to be 1/4 of your hip, and the length is going to be your blouse length. The first thing you will do is just roll a 1 inch or ½ inch from the top line. This is where all your vertical measurements will be taken from. So the next thing you want to do, you want to label this as the shoulder line. Then from the shoulder line, you're going to measure your bust point line. The one I'm working with is 11, the underbust is 14.5, and my waist is 18, and my hip for my waist is 8 inches. So that's what you see me marking in the video. If your hip to your waist is 9 inches, you do the same as well. Then after you mark this point, you're going to roll across your mark points like so. So you roll an horizontal line from one edge to the other edge like so. And then after you are done rolling, you're going to label. The first line is the bust point line, followed by your underbust line, and then your waistline and your hip line. Now the next thing you want to do from here is to divide your shoulder measurements by 2, and that's what I'm going to do. Measure my shoulder measurements by 2, and then the neck width I'm going to work with is the standard, which is 3 inches. Then I'm going to work with the neck depth of 3 inches as well for the front. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to go to the shoulder point and come down 1 inch. This is going to be the shoulder slant. Then I'm going to roll across the paper like so, and I'm going to draw my neckline. So we have our shoulder and the neckline ready. From the neck shoulder point, you're going to come down your armhole width. Mine is 8, so I'm going to come down 8 inches from that point. Then I'm going to go an horizontal line across. This is also known as the chest line. Then next thing you want to do, what you have on the shoulder line, that's half of your shoulder minus ½ inch. Yes, that's what you're going to mark on this line first. Then you're going to connect these 2 points together, shoulder point and that new point that you just mark on chest line. This is going to give you your shoulder slants. Then you're going to mark 1/4 of your bust on the chest line as well. Then you're going to come down half of your shoulder width, and you come in 0.5 to draw your armhole. So that's what you see me doing in the video, to draw your armhole. The next thing you want to do, you want to mark 1/4 of your waist on the waistline and 1/4 of your hip on the hip line. So repeat the same thing I did here: 1/4 of my waist on the waistline and 1/4 of my hip on the hip line. The next thing I did was just connect this point and use a marker pen to highlight all the line that I've drawn. Next, you want to mark your bust bridge, which is 0.5 or 0.625 from the center line on both the bust point line and the under bust line. So you're going to draw the line. So the water marker is ½ inch. Next, you want to alter the bottom part, that's the hip part of your corset, so that your client or yourself will be able to sit comfortably. So the next thing I did was just come down from the waistline by 5.5. okay, 5.5 inch. You can do 5, that's a reasonable. And on the side I do 4.5 or 5.5 minus 1 or 1.5 inch. That's what I do on the side. Then I'm going to go in with my pattern master and draw how I want this front part of my corset to look like, and that's what you see me doing in the video. You can alter this the way you want. Okay, the next thing we're going to work on is the bust cup, that's the bra cup, corset bra cup. Now what you do here is you measure from your under bust to your bust point. Whatsoever you have, you times it by 2 if you want like a reasonable cup around your bust, but if you want cleavage, you minus 1 from it. Now what we have here is the paper to work with, so that we'll be able to draft our cup. The first thing you do, you mark ½ inch like I always do. You mark ½ inch and rule a line across. This is going to be your over bust cup line, and then this side is going to be center front and the other side is going to be the side front. Now remember that our cup height is twice of our bust radius, so that's what we have here. My bust radius is 3.5, so times 2 is going to give us 7. That's what we mark here. The next thing you want to do is to mark half of your nipple to nipple to get the midline. You call it the midline or the dart line, anyone you want. So this is what we're going to do. You draw the vertical line like this. Okay, now the next thing you want to do, you want to mark your bust point line. Remember, from our over bust to our bust point is 3.5. That's what you're going to mark, 3.5. That's half of what you have, the width that you have, the length that you have there, 3.5. The next thing you want to do is to label. This is going to be the bust point line. Next, you want to contour the under bust. For a medium sized person like me, I use 1.25, but for a small size, use 1, and for someone that is very busty, use 1.5. On the side, before I contour the side, you're going to like draw your cup. You draw the contouring up to the bust point. Okay, I'm using a marker pen so that you will see what I'm doing. You put the same thing on the other side as well. Take your time. Okay, now that we have that, the next thing you want to do, you want to contour the side. To contour the side, you're going to go up 1 inch and down 1 inch. If you want small depth, you go up 1 inch and 1.5 inch to make it 2.5. But for a medium sized person like me, I don't like to do too much, so I'm going to contour the 1 inch back to the bust point like so. Okay, you're going to contour the 1 inch back to the bust point like so. Now the next thing you want to do is to repeat the same thing on the other side, and before you do that, you're just going to use a slightly curved part of your ruler to draw the side cup like this. So please label so that you don't miss the patterns together. Now on the side, you're going to measure half of your nipple to nipple plus 1 inch for a plus size and half inch for a small size client. Okay, for me, I'm fuller on the side, so I'm going to use 1 for myself. But if you are a small size client, you're going to use half an inch. Okay, now I did the same thing I did at the center front on the side. I went up 1 inch and down 1 inch. That's to contour the side, and then I'm going to use the slightly curved part of my ruler, not slant, to just draw the side. And make sure you label which side is going to be up and side. Now at the center front, I'm going to come up 1.5 inch and connect it to the cap height point. Yes, like so. Now on the side, you must have 2.5 inch here. Okay, and this is 2.5, or you can work with anything you want. So I'm just going to use my ruler to connect these points together like this. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to come in 0.5 inch from the center front, and you repeat the same thing on the side as well. Repeat the same thing on the side. I forget to do that on the side. Please repeat the same thing on the side so that your cup will not gape or look weird. Repeat the same thing on the side. Now I'm just going to label the side so that I know which side to join to which side when I want to join my cups together. So the next thing you want to do is to cut out your pattern. Cut them out, and we are going to join this with a transparent tape so that you guys can see what I did here. What you see me doing here is moving that 0.5 inch I was supposed to remove when I was drafting the pattern. So the reason why I did this so that my cup will not gape, and this is what the cup is looking like. You can see how deep the cup is on the inside. So if your cup is not looking like this, I don't know what you did on that cup. Okay, now we are going to take this to our front pattern, and I'm going to show you how to place it on the cup pattern and how to draft the front part of your cup. So you can see that I'm placing this cup on the front pattern. Please place the cup in such a way that the cup will not look flat. Okay, it's not a flat cup, so I've used tape to tape this down. You can see the way it's looking nice. Then on this side, you either connect it to the armhole or connect it to the chest line, or go down half or 0.75 on the side if you want to add a yoke to this pattern. Okay, If you want to add a yoke to this pattern, you go up, down on the side 0.5 or 0.75. Now this is how you're going to connect. You connect 3 ways. You come down 0.5 or 0.75 on that side and connect. If you want to add a sleeve, like a sleeve to the pattern, and if you just want the side to just look normal, you connect like so to the side. Okay, you can do this straight thing on the cup. Now I'm just going in with the ruler to just show you 3 different ways in which you can just join your cup to make it a yokeless cup, or the one that has yoke with sleeve. The next thing you want to do is just to draw your cup on the side and blend it into the bridge as well. So once you are done with this, you're going to remove the cup and you're going to use your ruler or your cuff, the cuff part of your ruler, to like blend this line very well. Okay, so that's what you see me doing. This is how to place it on your cup. So once I got my point right, the next thing we are going to do, we're going to remove this. Take your time, remove it, come with your curve ruler and then curve this line perfectly well. Curve the lines perfectly well. Okay, take your time. If you are new here, please kindly leave a comment, a thank you comment, like, feel free to download, feel free to reshare the videos. Okay, now this is what you are going to have for the front, and then the next thing you want to do is to cut the pattern out. Let's place the cut part so you can see what it looks like. I have like a paper tape there, so let's set this aside and work on the back. So for the back, we are going to repeat the same thing we did at the front. It's just that the neck depth for the back is going to be 1 inch. Okay, the neck depth for the back is going to be 1 inch. You can work with 1.5 inch. Okay, you repeat the same thing. You measure your shoulder -1 first, so that you have that slant details. The width of the armhole is 8, so you can see it's slant. Then you find the midpoint. We are not coming in because the front is a bit narrower than the back, so you're just going in to repeat the same thing for the side. Then you're going to alter the side like the way you did at the front. If you want it to have a yoke, if you want it to be on the chest line, and if you want it to be on the sleeve, you're going to repeat the same thing as well. But I want it to be on the chest line. I don't want to do too much. Okay, so we are going to take this off and I'm going to show you how to alter the back pattern. You can see the way if you want it on the armhole, you're going to measure what you have around the front armhole, repeat the same thing at the back and connect it to the center back, which I'm not going to do. Now the next thing you want to do, you want to come down on your chest line by 1 inch, maintain a straight line of 2 inch and draw a slightly curved line to the chest line on the side. Okay, this is what you're going to have, and you're going to connect it. Don't use the curved part of your ruler, use the a bit slanty part of your ruler. I don't like that curve, so I'm just going to connect this like this. Okay, and like this. So this is what you're going to have at the back. You can alter the back to add a zip. If you don't want a zip, you can come in 2 inches on the chest line, waistline and hip line. So this is going to be like the opening that is always at the back. Don't do too much. Okay, you can do 1.5, you can do 2 inch, but don't do more than 2 inch if you don't want a big space at the back. So this is just going to be like a designated eyelet hose. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is that you cannot leave your back like this if you don't want like a yoke. If you want a yokeless corset, you can do it like this. The same thing you do at the front, you're going to come on the side 4 inch. Okay, you can draw a straight line like so to make the center back, or you can design your back as well. Yes, you can design your back as well by going down like 1 inch or 1.5 inch and repeat the same thing you did at the front. How you want the down part of your corset to be, depend on you as the designer, depend on the designer preference. Okay, this is what I want mine to be. Okay, and I'm just designing it the way I want. So you can either have it straight or you can go around playing with your designs at the back. Okay, and this is if you want a yokeless corset. If you don't want a yokeless corset, I'm going to show you how to add the yoke parts to this back. Now I'm just going in to like just draw the corsets, highlight the lines. Yeah, so that is what I was doing here, nothing special. Next, from the armhole line that is touching the chest line, you want to come in from there like 1 inch or 1.5 inch. You can just play around with what you actually want. You can see that I'm marking different points on the lines, and I'm going to come in, like you can actually just play with where you want the yoke to start and end from. And from the back neck depth, you are going to come down 1.5 inch. Yes, you're going to come down 1.5 inch or 1 inch or just half inch, anything you want to play with. And see the way I'm playing with my pencil, I'm actually drawing a curve to meet that 1 inch from the first point. Okay, maintain a straight line of 1.5 or 2 inch here, and just go ahead to play with the back design. You can see how wide the back opening is. Okay, you can also play with another point. You can see another one, you can see another one. I'm just trying to play around with how wide I want the keyhole at the back of the corset. You can also play like just coming from where that corset is ending and just go around into the center back. Okay, I'm just going to use my marker pen to highlight all this line so that you can see how the back is going to be. You can play with the back. I have like a straight curve line here. You can actually make it a scallop, you can make it a V, you can make it anything you want. Okay, just go in and play around with the design. There is no special way or best way to do the back or anything. Just go around, play around with your design as a fashion designer. Okay, this is what you have. You can see the second one and you can see what the third one is looking like. More Fashion Academy is located at Sabo, Yaba, Lagos. We have weekdays class and we have weekend class. So if you want to join us, please call the number, call or message this number on WhatsApp and make your inquiries. Okay, so this is what the back is going to be like, and we are going to cut it out. So take your time to cut it out. I'm going to use the first one that I drew. So this is how the back is going to look like. So let's cut out the front too. So I told you I love playing around with my designs. So just going in to draw that curve part, and voila, this is what everything is looking like. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please give it a thumb up, like and share video, and comment the country you are watching from so that we will know where our videos have reached. Have a nice day and bye.